Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I think it's been a while. I think it's been a couple of months actually since I made my last video. But yeah, it's been very busy out there. And to be fair, I just don't feel to make a lot of web development career advice videos. Yeah, it got kind of boring for me. Plus, I got side projects as well. So yeah, just kind of almost quit it. I almost forgot about the channel. But I just had some time today. I got took a day off from work, and yeah, been a good day. So I just thought I'd make a video today because I have some time. So this video is not really related to web development. It's kind of little story actually. So this video is about a tattoo that I have here. Okay, so I have a tattoo here called Unfazed. Sometimes people will ask me like, what? Why do you have this tattoo? Like, what's the story behind? There is a story behind this. I just don't like to talk about it because it's like a long story. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna tell you guys today. If anyone's interested. So, why did I end up getting this unfazed tattoo with the little fur at the top? There is no story behind the fur, but that was just like a filler, just to fill some space. But there is a story behind unfazed text there. So it started in a club, in a nightclub actually. My brother invited me to a nightclub. So my missus, his missus, and four of us went to the club. We were having a good time. Yeah, it's in Uxbridge. So we went there. We're having a good time. We are regulars there. Yeah. So I go there dancing, all that, and it's three. It's almost 3 a.m. So the club is about to close. So I go to the toilet. So I'm sure the guys will know that when you go to the toilet in a lot of clubs, you will have a person just sitting there selling perfumes and things like that. So I'll just do one or two sprays from his one of his um, perfumes, and I'll pay him. I'll pay him 3-4 quid, every time. The guy's just giving you tissues and all that, so I'll pay him every time, basically. And this time I'm doing the same thing. I do a couple of sprays. The perfume that I use was a Ventador, and I did a couple of sprays. And this guy on my right, washing his hands, um, he looks at me and goes like, "Pay him." I said to him, "Yeah, I'm paying him." He says, "Pay him right now." I said, "Yeah, I'm paying him. I have the card in my hand. I'm about to pay him." And this guy keeps screaming at me like an idiot. "Pay him right now. You have to pay him. You can't use his stuff and then not pay." Like, I told him I pay every time, you know. So as I'm about to pay, this guy just gets aggressive. He said, "Pay him right now. Don't use his perfume. What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What do you mean, man? I am literally paying him and I pay him every time." This guy's standing there looking at my face. This guy's screaming at me. So I say, and I look at him. I get irritated. It's been like 10 minutes since he's been screaming at me. I want to go out. He's just in my face. And he's been screaming at me. Pay him, blah, 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 blah. And I look at him and I say, "What's your problem, man?" That's why I tell him, "What's your problem, man?" I swear to God, this just triggers him so badly, unbelievably. It just triggers him for some reason. I have no idea why. This guy is like 6'5", way taller than me. And so it pisses him really bad. Really badly, it pisses him off. And so, gets on my face. It's been 15 minutes now. His cousin, his brother, whatever, they come up to look for him, where he is, what's happening. 4 guys. Um, his cousin tells me, "Oh, he's fine, no worries, just ignore him, fine, just go." Then my brother comes up as well, and this guy screaming at me. He pushes me as I'm leaving. Um, I'm like, "Man, this is too much now, And I don't normally say this, but I had to say it. I normally say this to, well, I sometimes say it to just get out of the trouble. Because a lot of the time when you say this to them, they'll just ignore it. They'll go down. They'll disappear. Um, I said to him, "I can't fight all of you. If you want to fight, you have so much problem. Let's go out and let's sort it out, like a man." And when I say this, people will just shout, scream, blah, 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 and they'll just let it go. And this guy, for some reason, he goes, "Okay, let's go down." And then going down, Sabil, my brother, is like, "Don't do that, let's not do it." And I'm just so much into this, I can't back off at this point. So we're walking, we went down the stairs, going across the dance floor. My missus sees me from across the dance floor, and she says, "Where are you going?" I said, "When I just sort out something," and she knows what's about to happen. And his girlfriend also is like, "Leave it, ignore it." I'm like, "No, I'm not. It's enough now." And we go out. Everyone takes their cameras out, rubbish. Just his actually his brothers and his cousins stand on the side. They're not involved anymore, and this guy is standing in the middle of the road just waiting for me. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Now I'm like, I used to train boxing. I trained for 5 years straight, amateur boxing. I'm like, all right, I'll put him down. I'll move him to the sideways, and it's all sorted. I'll easily knock him out, even though he's tall. Just I don't want him to grab me. That's it. And I go closer to him. I throw a jab. I touch him here. I touch him here with the jab. Just touch. It's a small touch. Um. So I touch him, and I'm about to go for a second punch. Cross, and boom, he clips me. Blank. That's what happened. Actually, that day. Um. I end up in a healing hospital. The nurse goes, "Oh, look, your friend told me you drink too much." I said, "Not really." I said, "Oh, yeah, yeah." I just go with it. And I said, "Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need to slow down." And so I go home. And I'm just embarrassed. I'm just so embarrassed. I'm like, how can that happen? Impossible. For me, it's impossible for that to happen to me. No way. And so weeks go by, months go by. I don't go out anymore. So it was I think they were having some live music at the pub, so I like, okay, I'll go today. I go to my local place, and I see this guy. you know when I'm about to leave the pub, I see this guy, and I make eye contact, he makes eye contact, and I didn't say nothing. Actually, he didn't say nothing, and I just carried on. Then I started to go to the pub again, and I see the guy again. And one time, everyone, like people that were with me, went to the toilet, and it's 3 a.m. and I'm about to leave as well. And I see this guy across, just right behind the other side of the bar, and he looks at me. I look at him like, no, I don't want to look at you. He says hi. I say hi back, and he comes across, and he pats me on the shoulder, and he goes, "Do we know each other?" I'm like, what? The guy literally says, "Do we know each other?" I said to him, "Yeah, we know each other from Uxbridge. We had a fight." And he goes, "Oh, I remember you. I remember you." And so he started to talk just random rubbish. Um, no argument at this point, nothing. Just talking about random things. This local pub he started to come to, because Uxbridge is too, I don't know what. And we were just talking, and I tell him I used to train boxing. I normally don't mess with anyone anymore. And he says, "Oh yeah, he also used to train in Poland, MMA for about 10 years." I said, "Oh wow, no wonder, not surprised at all." And as we're about to leave, Monica comes out of the toilet, and we're leaving, and he goes to me, "Oh, you put on a good fight that day, by the way. It was not bad. You were pretty unhinged." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "After I knocked you out, you stood up, and we fought for at least one more minute before the security guard from the pub went out and stopped it." I said, "Oh, wow. Really? Did I?" And I'm like, "Oh, wow. I'm not such a loser. Invite someone to fight and then just get knocked out in like literally 20 seconds." So that did happen, but I put on a fight after that. And I'm like, all this stress from months and months just disappears. I'm like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. At least I put on a fight. And so yeah, we go home. I'm just, all this thing that I had been carrying on my shoulder for 3-4 months now, it all disappears. I'm like proud of myself. So full of strength and everything. all that stress that was there just all disappeared. I'm like, okay, wow, amazing. I go home 4 a.m. I get an appointment at Camden. Next day morning, 10 a.m. Go there. I get the tattoo called Unfazed. So that's what happened that day, and that's why I got the tattoo. Not because I got knocked out, but I got so proud of myself after realizing that I did put on a fight, and I got the tattoo. Um, but yeah, it was so funny. Now I look back, I'm like, there's three things that remind me. The first thing is this guy when I look at the tattoo. Second thing is Ealing Hospital, and the third thing is you just don't mess with nobody unless you know them at personal level who they are. A lot of people are capable of doing a lot. This was a physical fight, but a lot of people are capable of doing a lot more than physical stuff. So that's what I learned. Don't mess with people. Got the tattoo. I look at it. I don't regret it. It kind of makes me happy as well. But that day I decided I'm not gonna mess with nobody. Um, got the tattoo. I have one more here. It says M. My partner basically forced me to get that tattoo, but there is no story behind that. But yeah, that's the story behind this one. Yeah, whenever I go to that area, I just get this adrenaline rush. Whenever I go past that street, that pub. But yeah, that's the story behind this tattoo. I'll speak a little bit more about web development in upcoming months. Probably not. I have no idea. If I get a chance, I'll do it. But yeah, I hope you guys are okay. And yeah, it's Friday today. Have a nice weekend.